everyone, it's Anne again, aka Motherload. Kerry has asked me to show you how I make my vellum pockets. This vellum can sometimes be a bit temperamental, but I'll just show you how I do them, and I find them quite easy to make. So we'll just put those over to one side and start off with, I've got a piece of vellum here that's approximately a half A4 sheet. And I'm going to fold it, not quite in half. I'm going to have a bit of a lip here. If you can see that very well, I'll show you in a sec on some black. It might stand out a bit better. If you can see that better there, I've got a piece there that's just one thickness, and I've folded it here. Okay, and then I'm going to take that little hangover piece and fold that back on itself. So what I've actually got is a flap. Now open up the flap and take a glue stick. Now I've sort of found that the more you mess around with vellum, the more likely you are to cause it to buckle. So I like to just use a bit of ordinary glue stick, and I just want to do it as quick as possible. So I just put the glue down once and then fold it over quickly before it has time to buckle, and press it down like that. And we're going to fold up one end like so. I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just snip the tiniest bit off at an angle. I don't know if you can see that. I'll show you on some black in a sec. Just do this side. So what I've done is just snipped off a tiny bit from each edge. This is the side that I glued, and these are the little tiny bits that I cut off. They're hardly anything. Okay, and when I've done that, I'm going to open up that again. I'm just going to trim off the piece that has the seam on it. So I'm just holding it on my fingers, and I'm holding the scissors horizontal like that. And I'm just trimming off that piece. Now I'm going to fold that back over, apply my glue once, fold it down. There, it's stuck. So we turn it over to the front, and I would like to put a notch in the front like most pockets have, and I'm just going to use a punch for that. So I'll open up the pocket, put my punch in. That's the front, and I'm turn the punch over so that I can see what I'm doing. I'm just eyeballing it, and I've got the, you can see that I've got the punch and the paper halfway through the hole in the punch. You can see, and I'm just going to pop that out. So we just end up with a semicircle cut out the top. Right, now it's time to do some stamping on it. Well, I'm just going to do this key, I think, and I'm going to use archival ink. I'm sorry this is so grotty looking. I've had it for years, but like most of my things, it's very well used. But this is archival ink is a permanent ink. I'm just going to ink up the stamp once for luck. Now I should be using the Misty tool, but because I like to live dangerously, I'm just going to do it this way and hope for the best. So I'll just press on that for a second. Okay, and there we have an image. Now if I was to touch that now, it would probably smudge, but once that's dry properly it won't smudge and it'll be permanent. And that's all there is to those pockets. Here's the others. Now the other thing I sometimes do with these pockets is to emboss them, and I've run these ones through the embossing folder. You have to be careful that you're not got too much pressure, because it will actually split the vellum if it's too hard. But if you're careful, you can just run them through and they will stick together because they're impressed on both sides. So I just separate them inside with my bone folder when I've done. This one was just an embossing folder that you can just do a corner piece, and they've embossed beautifully. So there you have it, stamping and embossing on vellum. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.